Hello, my name is Julia. I'm an expat, an empath, and a life coach. And today I would like to reflect with you on the value and the power of words and of the way we speak. I've always been fascinated with words. I've always loved writing, and I attended a high school in Italy where we would be taught about classics, philosophy, literature, and we would be made to rewrite, maybe sometimes even 3 or 4 times, an essay, depending on the notes and on the feedback of our teacher. And this gave me an invaluable experience on the power of expression and on the power of words. There is a quote from a film by Nanni Moretti where a man gets exasperated and yells, "How do you speak? Words are important. If you speak badly, you think badly and you don't even notice." And this is relevant if we observe ourselves, as it can happen, drifting away when a speech is full of too many cliches. Maybe sometimes descriptions, images that have been repeated many times, so they've become cliches, but they don't go together. For example, saying going the extra mile and leaving no leaves unturned. We can't help but imagining the struggle of someone turning every single stone for a mile more than the necessary path. It sounds like unnecessary effort rather than diligence. It sounds like lunacy, perhaps. Another example can be describing someone in the same sentence as a loose cannon and an elephant in a china shop. Can we imagine a loose cannon and an elephant in a china shop? It's a horror film. There are many examples like this. And we can't help but picture this image in our mind. And I'm sure it would be a lot more efficient to describe the same person as clumsy or ungraceful. So especially in this time of AI, we tend to lose attention every time we don't feel there's human intention behind what we're consuming, what we're listening to. So by speaking in an attentive way, we will engage more with the people we're talking to, because a human conscience, alive and aware, is extremely attractive and extremely engaging to our soul, to our minds. And it's also very precious and not common today. By observing the words we choose to use, we can unlock hidden talents, qualities in our human nature that stay dormant when we refer to them as properties of a machine, and connect deeply with the nature of the things we're describing and see them respond in a different way. For example, I have substituted the word rhythm to routine recently, or daily events instead of procedure. And I maybe say it's very healthy rather than it works the way it's supposed to. By honoring the soul of inanimate or human or animal beings, we connect with their soul. And in the same way, by referring to ourselves as living, sentient beings rather than machines, we will start observing characteristics and patterns that allow us to understand ourselves more deeply, as well as other people, lowering frustration because we won't expect machine performance from a human being, and we will foster connection between ourselves and the environment, and definitely our interactions with other people will be more authentic. it doesn't really matter if we refer to ourselves or other people with words that are appropriate for machines in an ironic way either, because our subconscious cannot distinguish whether we are joking or we are speaking in negatives. We record the image and we believe it, and somehow we start applying it to ourselves. And so using words that are appropriate for human beings when referring to human beings will give birth to a new and alive way of interacting and acting and developing new steps. Also, by practicing very accurate and at the same time very neutral way of describing things, we will make our life way easier. I had inherited a way of speaking from a relative that was very bombastic, exaggerated, and as I learned to describe things in a more accurate way, I realized my outcome definitely got better. And I ended up having more fruitful and harmonious conversations. People can get resentful, resistant, offended when they're wrongfully portrayed as caricatures, while they are more open to dialogue and feedback if they perceive the description is fair and respectful. I observed that when I started choosing my words better, a lot of the drama disappeared, and at the same time, that also allowed me to reveal which kind of people were open and collaborative and which ones were just completely closed off to any feedback. And that's also a valuable lesson. By choosing our words in a neutral yet very accurate manner, we will be able to spot very easily people who are looking for conflict no matter what, and who need conflict as a way to unleash their inner tension. And so we can actually choose whom to associate with. We can observe behaviors and tendencies that we don't want in our life. It actually is a valuable tool, but definitely when we come from a fair place. And so by practicing this sober yet very poetic and human, soulful way of speaking, I engaged with the human behind all roles and dynamics, and I managed to communicate more truly, deeply, and create an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. If you enjoyed this content, you might be interested in this video about doubt as the engine of growth. And if you'd like individual sessions with an intuitive approach to coaching, please book a spot through my website. Thank you very much for hearing me out, and I'll see you next Saturday. Ciao!